and a negative number is less than 0. So this is an important fact right here. Just like English has capitals at the beginning and periods at the end, mathematical language also has punctuation marks that we need to pay attention to. So positive numbers can have the plus sign, or it can just be by itself without it. Negative numbers always need that negative sign though. So when you have a negative number, you have to put that negative sign to identify it. A positive, we just know is positive, even if it doesn't have that there. So you can see here's a nice chart showing us positive is always on the right, negatives are always on the left. So this football team had 3 football plays. So the first one they gained 4, so they moved forward 4, and then they lost 1 and moved back 1, and then they lost 4 and moved back 4. So one word you'll need to know to answer A for this is we need to talk about net. So when we use this word net, that's just a fancy word for the total here. So if we're talking about they gained 4, they lost 1, they lost 4, those are all working together to create a total. So in this situation, 0 is going to say that they didn't gain or lose anything. So we are looking for no net gain or loss. So if we have 0, that means they didn't move forward and they didn't move backward. So their total is 0. If they got the ball moved forward or backwards, 0. They did nothing is pretty much what that means. So our next question asks, what do negative numbers represent in this situation? So think about these negative numbers here. They lost 1 yard and they lost 4 yards here on negative, and see if you can find. So when we have negative numbers, what is that representing? That yards were gained, that nothing happened, or that yards were lost? Think about which represents negative numbers. C asks us to identify what the positive numbers mean. So the opposite of that. So when they were gaining 4 yards, that positive number, what does that represent? And you will drop that down there. You can always go and check yourself or pause this video if you need to catch up, or you can rewind to listen to a part again as well. So, and then D asks us to finish writing our labels in here that are missing, and then identify the results from the table and circle those. So our table up here, we're going to finish our chart and then add those there. So I can see here's 0, counting over 1, 2, 3, keeps cutting my 2's off, 4, and 5, and then going backwards, we've got -1, -2, -3. You can see on those negatives, we're always getting that negative sign, -4, -5. So then I need to mark that we gained 4. So here is gaining 4 and moving forward 4. And then we lost 1 and we lost 4. So I'm going to find losing 1 is negative. Losing 4 is -4. Hey, another turn and talk wants us to describe a pattern in the positive numbers you see as you are moving. Sorry. Okay. Crazy computer beeps. So we're going to look at this number line, and you're going to describe any patterns you see as you move in the positive direction. And then look and see if that same pattern applies in that negative direction. So go ahead and we're going to pause the video and look for patterns on the positive side and see if the same pattern happens on that negative side.